think is very interesting is that you went back to school at the age of 46. And some people, even at 46, think it's too late, which I think is amazing since I know how old I am. And I'm always reinventing myself. So, what
Hmm.
made you decide to go back to school at that age?
Well, I actually opened up Kivler Communications in 1994, and I had started a graduate program back in the 70s. And because I was newly married and we were starting a family, I didn't really care about finishing it, but that kind of sat in the back of my head for many, many years. You want to finish that graduate program. Well, little did I know that my credits were going to be antiquated by the time I got to going back. And so I thought, well, I want to study something different anyway than I had started on the original graduate program. And I thought, why not now? Two children were in college, one was getting ready to go off, and it was the perfect time for me to go back to school and reinvent myself as well as give me an additional credential for my business.
Well, that's fabulous. That's great. And that's a message I want everybody listening to this to hear, that it's just never too late, that it doesn't matter whether you're in your 40s or your 50s or your 60s, even your 70s. I mean, to go back and get a degree, I'm always excited when I see somebody on the news in their 80s who've just gotten even a
Yeah.
high school diploma. I just think it's so great. Well, let's talk more about what you'd like to see, where you'd like to see your practice be in 5 years.
Well, I think in 5 years, I'd like to be continuing to give the message because I'm speaking heavily in the mental health field, and so I'd like to be giving that message of hope and recovery in the mental health field, um, and for me to be really delivering that to larger audiences. And so I would like to see my practice maybe be 50% of executive coaching and 50% of keynote speaking in the mental health field. Because right now I still have the training in there because I'm still delivering training myself. So I'd like to be out of training completely, only having the other trainers within my company delivering the training, and my focus just to be on the mental health keynote speaking and the executive coaching.
Well, that would be very interesting, I would think. Very interesting. So, what are you doing? What does Carol do to improve herself all the time?
Well, Carol reads constantly. All right, she reads anywhere from 3 to 4 books a month to keep herself current on what's happening in the topics that I'm speaking on and coaching on. She is also attends a variety of conferences and tries to attend at least two different kinds of conferences a year to develop my own network. And she also has her own coach, believe it or not.
Well, see, I do
So,
think believe that, Carol, because I think that a lot of coaches have coaches. I mean, if you're a
mhm.
coach, you believe in coaching, so that's wonderful. And let me just ask you, you don't have to tell me who she is or exactly, but what kinds of things do you and your coach work on?
We work on, my coach really is an accountability partner. If I'm writing another book, she helps me reach the milestones that we've set together. Um, she might, she's an encourager, Gail. We all need encouragement, right? And so she
Absolutely.
encourages me to continue to strive to be the best that I can be in every opportunity that avails itself to me. And she also um, helps me together we set the goals that I want to achieve for the year: business goals, financial goals, travel goals, relationship goals. All of the goals that I'm working towards, we'll sit down and at the beginning of the year and actually cement.
Well, that's good. See, so this is what I like our listeners to know is that successful people who have a good, great, growing business, they still learn and they still go back for more education
Oh,
and they have
hmm.
coaches and they're growing themselves all the time. And of course, the question that everybody always asks is, what do you do for fun?
What do I do for fun? Well, travel's a big part of my fun. I just got back just late last night from Florida. I took my 81-year-old aunt to visit my cousin. And so travel is big. I'm also into the arts, so visiting museums and attending concerts and theater are big on my list, as well as having what I call my joy booster days, and that's with 7 grandchildren. So I grew up
Seven
with 7 children.
grandchildren. My goodness, that's fantastic.
Yeah, so they age range from age 2 all the way to 13. So when I'm at the 2 and 4-year-olds, they're brothers. I'm on the floor playing, and I take off every other Tuesday to have what I call Grammy Tuesdays, where I will go there and watch them for 3 or 4 hours, so that I can get my joy boost and get my happy face on.
But you see, that's another thing that's so important for our listeners to know is that you take a day off because you can to
Right.
spend time with your family, who are your grandchildren, and
Mm-hmm.
you do that to stay close to them. Because some people think you've got to be glued to your business 7 days a week. And I do agree that there are some of us, like me, who do those things. But I also take time off and I travel a lot and I go to a lot of conferences and so forth. But you can take off. It's up to you to design your business the way you want it to look. And that's, I think, the most important thing. And so you've really brought out some wonderful points, Carol. Are there other things that you would like to tell our listeners that we haven't talked about?
All right, let me think about it. I would tell them that if they do get into a coaching relationship, Gail, that they don't feel is working for them, that they need to let the coach know. If people visit my website, there's an article out there about the 10 tips on getting the most out of a coaching experience.
And by the
I
way,
would
why don't you give them your website?
Yeah, my website is Kivler, Kiv as in Victor, Ler, communications.com. And there are some articles. There's an area for coaching, there's an area for keynote speaking, and an area for training that they can explore. There's some good information out on
And
that
how would you
website.
like them to be in touch with you, Carol?
They can either email me at Carol, Carol, at Kivler, Kiv as in Victor, Ler, communications.com, or they can call us at 609-882-8988.
Fabulous. Well, we have about 2 minutes left, and one thing I did not ask you that I'm curious about is what is the average length of a coaching relationship for you?
Okay, a coaching relationship. I have coached, the longest relationship I've had is a year coaching relationship. Most of them are anywhere between 24 hours and 12 hours.
So that's
So if we
12
That's
months.
12, if we're speaking 12 months, sometimes remember we'll speak twice a month, so that might be a six
Right.
month. That might be a 6 month engagement. Other times it's once a month, so it's a 1 year engagement. Yes.
Fantastic. That's great. Well, everybody, you've heard from Carol. It's Kivler, Kivler, communications.com. She's a wealth of knowledge when it comes to executive coaching. So if you're interested in having an executive coach or you're interested in learning about it, you can go to her website, you can email her, you can call her. Just do what you need to do because I believe that Carol would be a great addition to your armory of skills for you to move on to the next phase of your business or your life. So, thank you so much for being with us today, Carol, and we'll look forward to maybe having you back as a guest again. Thank you so
Well,
much.
it was my pleasure, Gail. Thank you so much for this opportunity.